From time immemorial, Africa has had some great leaders who navigated the continent to its current position. But who were the greatest African warriors of all time? These warriors were not only great combatants, but they were also great leaders who ruled with wisdom and great strategies. From the Egyptians in the north to the Zulus in the south, Africa has known legendary and influential warriors. Today, some people would like to associate themselves with these ancient warriors by decorating their bodies with African warrior tattoos. In this video, we will see 10 fascinating ancient African warriors in African history. Nzingha was a great queen and clever ruler of the Matamba and Ndongo kingdoms in the current country of Angola. She ruled over the Mbundu tribe during the 17th century, and she is famous for heroically fighting against the Portuguese to free her people. Also, Queen Nzingha built a formidable army by recruiting runaway slaves as well as Portuguese-trained African soldiers. Matamba became a supreme trading power in the Central African region under the Nzingha rule. During her reign, her nation was among the African countries that resisted Portuguese colonization after several attempts. Ewuare was a legendary African warrior of the Benin Empire in present-day Nigeria. Ewuare was ushered into power following a bloody battle that claimed his brother's life. Despite a rough start to his reign, Ewuare managed to rebuild the city of the Benin Kingdom. During his reign, he conquered new cities, reformed political structures, became a patron of the arts, and encouraged trades with other countries that made ivory and wood famous. Most people believe that Ewuare had magical powers. To date, the Igwe festival is marked annually in Benin, and the significance of the festival is to renew Ewuare's magical powers. Queen Amina was a renowned female warrior of the Zaria Emirates in today's Nigeria. This warrior queen ruled for 34 years, during which she seized many cities. Queen Amina was an eager warrior. Even from a tender age, she showed interest in wielding weapons. To keep her authority, this female warrior refused to marry. A vital part of her legacy is that she began the cultivation of kola nuts in her kingdom. Cetshwayo Kampande is famous as an African warrior owing to his victory against the British. When the Englishmen invaded Zululand with excessive force, Kampande refused to surrender, but instead he resisted by deploying over 20,000 Zulu fighters. Kampande's army overpowered the British in what was seen as the biggest opposing battle by the Africans, losing just 1,000 of their warriors. At this battle, King Kampande managed to kill the heir of the French throne, Prince Napoleon. Behanzin Hossu Bowelle was arguably the bravest and most influential West African king who ruled during the end of the 19th century. He is known as the King Shark. Among his many wins was outpowering the 1890 French voyage and demanding they pay to utilize the ports of Cotonou. Behanzin was considered a courageous and wise king by his subjects because he commanded more than 150,000 male soldiers and 5,000 infamous Amazon women. Almamy Suluku, born in 1820, is remembered as one of Africa's fierce warriors. He ruled over the Biriwa kingdom, one of the biggest in Sierra Leone, and managed to keep his independence for the most extended period. During his reign, the kingdom flourished in riches and wealth as Almamy engaged in the trade of gold, ivory, foodstuffs, and hide. Ezana ruled over the Axum kingdom during the 4th century AD. The Axum kingdom covered a vast region including modern-day northern Ethiopia, northern Somalia, Yemen, Djibouti, southern Saudi Arabia, and Eritrea. Ezana is revered as the first king of his region to switch to Christianity and become a saint with the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church. Also, he was a generous ruler who ensured his subjects had a good life. Ezana also constructed various significant monuments during his regime. Hannibal of the Carthage was considered one of the greatest warriors in Africa and across the globe. He was from a family of fierce warriors with his dad, brother-in-law, and 2 younger siblings who were also notable combatants. During his reign, Hannibal led his armies into conquering most of the nations that faced the Mediterranean. Hannibal is famous for using elephants to help his soldiers cross over the Pyrenees and the Alps. According to many legends, all the Roman families lost at least one family member to the Hannibal militias in what was dubbed the world's first Great War. Yaa Asantewaa is a heroic warrior queen who ruled over the Ashanti Kingdom in Ghana. She became famous for leading the army that resisted the British invasion. During that time, the Golden Stool was one of the most significant possessions of the Ashanti tribe. Therefore, when Frederick Hudson, a British governor, demanded that he sit on the stool and own it, it angered the Ashanti community. For this reason, under the directive of Yaa Asantewaa, the Ashantis fought and overpowered the British. Yaa was later exiled to Seychelles, where she stayed until her death. Even though many Egyptian pharaohs have faded into oblivion over thousands of years since their rule, one Hatshepsut has maintained her mark to date. Despite being a woman, she was the longest reigning woman pharaoh from 1472 BC till her demise in 1458 BC. Hatshepsut is among the African female warriors who were well educated. During her reign, she managed to increase the wealth of Egypt by developing vital trade routes. Moreover, she also managed to construct and commission several buildings, statues, and monuments. In the Africa of today, what we see is the adoption of new traditions and the extension of several other traditional cultures. But one thing has stood the test of time, and that is the sacrifices of the warriors who charted the paths for Africa, and their stories must be told to all generations unborn. Kindly share this video to help keep the African history alive. Smash the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more amazing African stories. Thank you.